Hi, just turned 4 p.m. this Wednesday, the 13th of December. My name's Kevin Owen. This is RT International. We always think it's great that you tune to us, so thanks for that. First then, Amnesty International is accusing EU governments of condoning the detention and abuse of migrants trying to reach Europe from Libya.
We believe they are knowingly complicit in a system of abuse and torture of refugees and migrants in Libya because they know exactly what is going on, and they have chosen to support a system of detention and abuse of migrants without putting in place any safeguards.
The group's published a report titled Libya's Dark Web of Collusion. It focuses on the detention and abuse of people trying to reach Europe. Our correspondent Nikki Arrow next explains more detail of Amnesty's claims.
Last year, EU member states launched a series of measures aimed at cutting off the central Mediterranean route through Libya. But a report by Amnesty International says that these steps are in fact actively supporting a system of exploitation and abuse of the vulnerable people they should be helping. And they have video evidence to back their claims too. These are rescue boats that EU countries supplied to the Libyan Coast Guard to intercept migrants at sea. Amnesty says that this is the moment someone that had been rescued was thrown overboard and towed along at sea. While here, we see someone else being whipped.
One man in the water, you're throwing him with speed. You're killing a person. You're killing a person.
This particular boat was donated by Italy back in April. It was handed over to the Libyan Coast Guard in a ceremony attended by the Italian Interior Minister. Who'd have thought it would one day be the focal point of accusations of human rights violations? And then there's the detention centres. After being rescued at sea, migrants are taken to these facilities run by the Libyan Department for Combating Illegal Migration, with the full support of EU countries. In the words of Amnesty, it's here that they are exposed to a soul-destroying cycle of exploitation.
And they took us from one prison to another prison to another prison. They use us for business in Libya. They kill some people, they sell some people, they beat some people. Even the deportation camp where I am, if we want to eat, they use skin to beat us out. Finish eating, they use skin to beat us in. They force us to sleep. They give us salty water to drink from the Mediterranean Sea.
The level of abuse is horrific. These people there live in fear. There is no water or food provided unless you can pay for it. We've interviewed several people who said that they were tortured while their families were on the phone in order to extort money for the torture to stop and for them to be released. And this is just the ordinary daily life in these centres.
The rights group wants European governments to rethink their cooperation with Libya when it comes to migration. It says that if they continue to support Libyan authorities, European governments are laying bare what their true priority is, putting the closure of the central Mediterranean route before the welfare of vulnerable people.
Meantime, a report by the European Commission on the bloc's programmes in Libya has needed the stress to shut down smuggling and human trafficking in the country. It went out to stress that. It went on to say that the EU's efforts have a strong human rights component. RT asked several institutions to comment on the allegations against EU governments, including the Italian Foreign Ministry. One reply we got was from the UN Secretary-General's deputy spokesman. He expressed concern over the situation in Libya and stressed the need for a proper resettlement of migrants. We also heard too back from Oxfam. They said that while they can't comment on the report, its own information seems to support Amnesty's findings. Oxfam added that the EU has sacrificed people's safety and well-being in order to stop irregular migration at any cost. And that's a view shared by international relations professor Lyle Sunga too.
If you're getting a number of reports from credible sources, including UN agencies, that there are systematic abuses, that is, and I think it's clear that there are, Italy has to then, and the European Union has to say, well, we're not going to send these people back to Libya, and we're going to find some way to give them a safe haven, whether or not they are economic migrants or refugees. It's not right that countries, major powers, destabilize the situation and then later on complain that there are mass migration movements from war and other difficulties.